Have you ever felt like giving up when faced with challenges? Picture this. There's a young fellow named Stikey. He's just a small fry in the grand scheme of things, but he carries a big weight on his young shoulders. He's often the center of some not-so-kind jokes from his classmates, and more often than not, he feels like he's on the outside looking in. Stikey's days are filled with the echoing sound of laughter, but not the kind that fills one with joy. It's the sort of laughter that diminishes your spirit, the kind that makes you question your worth. It was a cruel world, and Stikey was just trying to navigate through it as best as he could. One day, after a particularly rough day at school, Stikey found himself wandering around aimlessly, his heart heavy with disappointment and frustration. He felt as if he was walking through a haze, the world around him blurred by his tears. He found himself under a large tree, its branches reaching out like a comforting hug. His back against the bark, he let the tears flow freely, his sobs echoing in the silence. "Why do I have to go to that school?" he cried out, his voice barely a whisper. His heart ached with loneliness and despair. He yearned for understanding, for acceptance, for friendship. But all he found were closed doors and turned backs. As Stikey's tears blurred his vision, he fell into a deep sleep under the tree. A sleep filled with dreams and visions that would change his perspective on life and ultimately his destiny. But that's a story for another time. For now, we leave Stikey under the tree, his dreams taking him on a journey beyond his wildest imagination. In the midst of his despair, Stikey entered a world unlike any he had ever known. It was a world where the ordinary took on extraordinary meaning, where even the smallest of things had a story to tell. In the heart of this thicket, Stikey stumbled upon a sight that was as bewildering as it was touching. A seed, sobbing silently. Stikey, moved by the sight, tried to offer comforting words, but found that he couldn't make a sound. He was mute in this strange world, a silent observer to the drama unfolding before his eyes. Stikey watched as thorn bushes around the seed seemed to laugh, their sharp points a stark contrast to the seed's soft vulnerability. But even as they mocked, the seed was not alone. The grass around it held it in a tender embrace, providing a cushion against the harsh realities of the world outside. Beneath the seed, the fertile soil whispered promises of sustenance and growth, offering a safe haven for the seed to take root and flourish. It was a pledge of unconditional support, a promise that the seed would never be left to fend for itself. Above, a solitary beam of sunlight pierced through the canopy of thorns, a beacon of hope in a world that seemed intent on breaking the seed's spirit. The sunlight spoke to the seed, its warm rays a promise to always light its path, to guide it through the darkest of times and help it find its way. With the promises made by the elements of nature, the seed's tears slowly subsided. It began to grow, its tiny form expanding with newfound strength and determination. As it grew, it blurred Stikey's vision, the world around him fading as the seed's transformation took center stage. And then, just as suddenly as he had entered this strange world, Stikey was back in his own reality, the memory of the seed's journey etched in his mind. The seed had stopped crying, had started to grow, and in doing so, it had shown Stikey the power of resilience, the strength that comes from facing adversity and choosing to rise above it. Awakening from his dream, Stikey found himself called back to the real world by his mother. He blinked, his eyes adjusting to the familiar sights around him. The dream, with its vivid colors and profound messages, had left an impact on the young Stikey. It was as if he had been granted a new pair of lenses to view his world. He heard his name echo again, this time louder. It was his mother, her voice a comforting lullaby that guided him back. He rose from his spot under the tree and ran towards the familiar voices of his parents. Both his mom and dad enveloped him in a warm embrace. His father, with a soft yet firm voice, promised to always provide for him. "No matter what, Stikey," he said, "we'll always be here for you." His mother, her voice as soothing as a summer breeze, pledged to be his best friend. They would stand by him, just like the soil and water for the seed in his dream. On their way back home, Stikey glanced back at the tree. It looked different now, larger and more beautiful than he had ever noticed before. It was a sanctuary for the birds, their chirps harmonizing with the rustling leaves. Stikey realized that the tree was a symbol of growth and resilience, just like the seed from his dream. Stikey made a promise to himself that day. He would not let the bullies get to him anymore. He would strive to learn and grow, just like the seed in his dream. He knew that the journey wouldn't be easy, but he was ready. He was prepared to face the thorns of his life, knowing that the sunlight of success would always shine through. That day, under the grand tree, Stikey awakened not just from his dream, but also to a new perspective on life. Fast forward 20 years, and Stikey's life had taken a turn for the better. No longer a small, bullied child, Stikey had blossomed into a successful entrepreneur. His transformation wasn't just physical, but also mental and emotional. He was now a beacon of strength and resilience, a testament to the power of belief and perseverance. Stikey was now not just providing for his family, but also creating employment opportunities for others. His business was thriving, a beacon of hope in a competitive market. But it wasn't just about the money or the success. For Stikey, it was about fulfilling a purpose, about making a positive impact in the lives of others. His transformation was a result of the lessons he learned from his dream. The seed in his dream taught him the power of resilience, the importance of nurturing, and the strength that came from overcoming adversity. It taught him that even in the most challenging circumstances, there was always a way to grow and thrive. Stikey was also quick to credit his success to the support he received from his teachers and friends. They were the sunlight that shone through his thorny path, the nourishment that helped him grow. Their guidance and unwavering belief in him were instrumental in his transformation. He realized that the bullies were not obstacles, but stepping stones on his path to success. They were the thorns that pushed him to grow, to rise above the adversity and bloom into the person he was meant to be. Stikey's story is a reminder that transformation is possible for anyone, regardless of their circumstances. It's a testament to the power of belief, resilience, and the right support system. It's proof that with the right mindset, the challenges that once seemed insurmountable can become stepping stones on the path to success. The challenges that once seemed insurmountable were now stepping stones on his path to success. So what can we learn from Stikey's story? Stikey, our little hero, began as a disheartened youth feeling bullied and ignored. He found solace in solitude under the comforting shade of a tree. It was there he stumbled upon a seed, a symbol of potential, crying amidst thorns. Surrounded by nurturing soil and the promise of water and sunlight, the seed ceased its tears and began to grow. Stikey's life, much like the seed's journey, is a testament to the power of perseverance, love, and belief. He faced his share of thorns, the bullies who laughed at his struggles, but just like the seed, he was not alone. He had his parents, his true friends, and his teachers, symbolizing the soil, water, and sunlight in his life. They provided him with the nourishment he needed to grow, to transform, and to realize his potential. 20 years later, Stikey became a successful entrepreneur. He managed not only to support his family, but also created job opportunities for many others. His journey from a bullied youth to a respected businessman is a testament to his resilience and determination. The moral of Stikey's story is that life is not about avoiding hardships, but about growing through them. It's about recognizing that every challenge is an opportunity for growth, that every thorn has a seed waiting to sprout. It's about understanding the value of support, whether it's from family, friends, or mentors. But most importantly, it's about believing in oneself. Stikey's story teaches us that self-belief is the seed of success. And with the right conditions, perseverance, support, and opportunity, this seed can grow into something magnificent. Remember, life is filled with everything we need to succeed, even when faced with numerous challenges. Believe in yourself and you too can become great, just like Stikey.